kick is good.
At a local hospital with that very tough lower leg injury, the ankle. Cordell Flott out with a concussion. We saw for the friendly fire there. Daniel Bellinger questionable with a neck. So a completed Giants side here, continuing to fight, KB.
Tom, that's really tough. Obviously, the scattered injury was devastating. You come in, you get three-fourths of your starting secondary out as you're trying to make a stand. Still a two-score game down high level. Eagles will take it up here shortly. He's got a good return guy. This time, though, snapped up before the 30. Today's Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS. How about Jalen Hurts dissecting man coverage?
Man-to-man is going through Devontae Smith. Look, A.J. Brown, when he's in there, is obviously electric. But Devontae Smith rises to the occasion. This one's one-on-one with Barkley. They totally blow this, the Giants defense. That's a miscommunication. And then next, the red area target on Goddard. Length, size. Good matchup there on Newman. Very good job identifying where your best matchups are, and then we go to that.
AWS AI, how the NFL levels up the game. Final 10 seconds of this third quarter.
Got the first down, yes. Bounce against the end of quarter number 3.
First and 10. The Giants for the second time in 3 weeks. Giants got them up in New Jersey 2 weeks ago. Eagles trying to return the favor. Here's a play set. Pressure on Hurts. He's in trouble. Way back there. Hurts. It's going to drop for a monster loss. Brian Burns has his third straight game with 2 sacks. That was relentless from the Giants.
It's decent pass protection to start, but it's just a relentless effort by this Giants defensive line. They're trying to cage rush them. They end up getting Newman to come in there to kind of flash, and then Burns there to clean it up. I've always referenced watching Jalen Hurts play. I always think he's at his best when the ball comes out of his hands pretty quickly. Hits his back foot, makes a clean lead, throws, and he holds on to it a long time. A lot of volatility in that.
Second and 31, but losing 21.
Got the first down.
Call it bad defense and bad tackling. It really haunted them last year. This is just a simple get back on track play for the Eagles. Lewis out comes in, take bad angles, can't get him on the ground, and you go from hitting him back after a great sack to just a simple handoff and break that off. That is very symbolic of a few of the things that have gone wrong today for this club.
They're going to run it again. Right on Bixby. And strong run up the middle as we go downstairs to Aaron Saquon.
Well, the good news is Saquon Barkley didn't spend much time in that blue tent, guys. He kind of popped his head out a couple of times asking what's the situation. He wasn't happy to see how far back the Eagles offense was, but he saw Bigsby in that run. Now he's over there on the sidelines holding that helmet. No word about what's going on with that hamstring. We'll let you know.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks, CA, as always. So the Giants today did a great job on the Eagles 2 weeks ago. They held them to 3.8 yards a carry to 9.8 yards. A little different. Second and 3, Eagles should win the game. And he's got first down. So the Eagles are staying with that ground game right on its words. Tom, it's interesting when you look at the Eagles. They're 5-2. I think kind of like Saquon, everyone expects them to just beat everyone by 100 points every week and everything to be picture perfect. But I think the beauty of them is they just win, no matter how it looks, no matter how they do it, no matter if they throw it a million times or run it a million times.
They're 5-2, 2 tough losses. They felt like the sky was falling when they lost 2 straight because they'd won so many in a row. And then all we did, we talked this here out, and it was like, look, there's so many distractions every week that can limit our prep. Let's just eliminate those, get back to our process, playing good football, coaching well, and then come back.
Gillespie, who's getting a little time with the Barkley injury running hard. He's going to pick up a few more there.
I'm going to give Coach Sirianni a ton of credit because he's kind of this CEO type role where he's delegated offensive play calling to Petulo like it was with Kellen Moore, but he has a big influence and he can always kind of go to the side of the ball that he thinks needs a little more attention. He's so fiery, competitive, high level of expectation, incredible record as a winner as a coach. And they continue to find ways to win with this team in different ways, and that's the most impressive part.
Pass is caught in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Yeah.
Simple misdirection. The cover guy, Okereke, has to cover across, and he reads it, but Smith kind of gets in the way, a little bit of a rub, and that's all it takes in man coverage. When your defender falls on the ground, that vision by Hurts outside the pocket again with his right throwing arm, easy pitch and catch.
Extra point up and good. Jalen Hurts, a 3-touchdown day again. And against Dallas Goedert for the second time today. The Eagles opening up their biggest lead. Got a little handshake going too.
Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers look to take control of the series against the Blue Jays. Game 3 of the World Series tomorrow on Fox. Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell.
Very artsy. I love that shot. Great look here in Philadelphia. Always so awesome to come here on a perfect day. And the defending champs looking good today after a big win in Minnesota last week, which ended a 2-game losing streak. They've kind of just done a little bit of everything today. One game, Jalen Hurts playing great again. Everyone contributing. Dallas Goedert 2 touchdowns. Hurts has 3. And the defense doing their thing. Holding the Giants to 182 total yards so far with 11:17 to go. Giants will need to hurry it up just a little bit. Singletary on the return. Across the 30 meters. Interesting, they played 2 weeks ago, right, Tom? And it was a completely different thing from Vic Fangio. All he did was blitz, blitz, blitz. Like, hey, man. And 2 weeks later, it's like a different team. Zone, not blitzing as much. Quite a change in 2 weeks.
Big schematic change. He wasn't going to go in and let the same thing happen that happened last time. So what's that zone defense allowed him to do today? It forces Dart to have to actually read the coverage post now. He can't see his kids. Man, let me just throw it. Now it's zone. Okay, where are my open guys? Forcing him to hold the ball a bit longer to make his read. And then the last part is when he decides to scramble, all the eyes and vision are on him when he runs. All 3 of those things have really caged this Giants offense when there wasn't week 6.
Gotta get Tracy outside, and there's not much there. Yeah, I mean, the run game has been such a big part for Dart. He's only got 14 yards rushing today. Vic Fangio, the Wizard. And it's find that so interesting because when you think of him, everybody always thinks of his own defense and no explosive plays, and they have played way differently this year, partly because personnel is a little different.
Personnel, scheme changes, opposing strengths. He does it all. He's got enough defense in there, and he's got the caliber of players to adjust week to week as well.
Johnson has that elbow step now. Throws it up there. It's incomplete. There's a fumble and a rolling. Eagles jump on it, and they've got it. Fumble recovered by Philadelphia. Jordan Davis. Josh Uche got the strip sack.
Campbell's got him around the legs. Uche's got him from behind. Really close here.
So it's the hand starting forward with control. This is really tight. They moved it a fumble. I don't think that hand is fully going forward yet, but it is smooth to turn over. They'll look at it, and if they think they're going to change it, they'll stop it.
So tight. Definitely looks like a fumble when I saw it on the plan. Boucher with relentless effort. Campbell, everyone coming to life.
Banana wrap up the break. Knock it out. Mix it up. Why not?
We're gonna review it.
A little work on the beard.
Well, in commercial, they overturned this. I have no idea how you could say this is definitive evidence the arm's going forward. Dean Blandino, you want to do something for me here? What do you got?
The hand has to start forward with control any distance, and that is, if it is, it's a couple of centimeters, maybe some millimeters, maybe.
So we're measuring in millimeters now.
Apparently, but remember, there's no more tuck rule as, I don't want to bring up a sore subject, Tommy, but
Somewhere John Gruden's just watching this thing punching air right now.
Charles Woodson's in the studio.
Sorry, Charles. Good Lord.
Be respectful. Giants get it back. There were so many third and longs today. Got 9 of 10 have been third and long. Blitz start in deep trouble. Slides away.
Ah!
Season high, big sack for the Eagles. It's Morrow and Jubba with the flex.
Just a suffocating pass rush. There's just nowhere to go. 5-man rush. Vaughn adds on, but we just can't match up one-on-one on the inside. This pass rush is going to win. Boucher on it. Tremendous effort.
Yeah, Eagles have had pass rush issues this year, and they're really injured at edge right now. So impressive for the season high 5 sacks. 4th and 11, Giants gotta go. Gonna go deep, far side. It's caught! Slayton still on his feet. Darius Slayton to
The flag is
It's a penalty.
down.
Penalty flag. And let's see, this is right at the catch point. And Slayton may have pushed off.
Yeah. Late pick up.
They push the coverage other way. Leaves Mitchell one-on-one and extension on the low hip. And they are hand fighting. So that hand fighting, yeah, there's
It was late sense.
a little extension of the arm is what the ref sees. But they've been hand fighting all day. You could see why Slayton's pointed. I always kind of say, do business as business is being done. If you're a receiver and you're getting held a little bit, well, then you want to push a little bit. There's definitely a little hand fighting. I don't know if enough to be called.
How many millimeters was that, Dean?
I think Tom hit it on the nail on the head. There's a lot of hand fighting going on. Usually you let that go.
All right. Enjoyable day for both coaches. And fair catch call for by Eagles. Wow. I mean, that is tough to take that off the board. Ryan Dable looks like he's breakout game of the season. See those numbers. Unfortunately, he left with a groin injury, as Aaron told us. Dallas Goedert, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. Now got a career high 7 on the year. So Barkley watching. A couple of suspect calls in the last drive affecting both teams, but the bottom line is Eagles will get it back. They're running 2 big sleep. Gets on the outside. Tank Bigsby has a nice run. He's near the first marker. Go back to the previous play there.
Yeah, some different nuances you're seeing from this defense. Right now, this looks like a 2-on-1 coverage here on Slayton. On the snap of the ball, Blankenship's eyes, and they do this a lot with Mitchell to the boundary. They leave him one-on-one. They want to get all this coverage over to the front side. It's a really nice read by Dart to recognize that and understand that's where his one-on-one matchup is. course, the Eagles are trying to force the one-on-one matchup to their best corner, Quinyon Mitchell. But you see Slayton frustrated by the fact that he finally beats him on a route and then gets called for the penalty.
Interesting. Eagles goes jumbo here, and it's Bigsby racing to the outside. I'll tell you what, settling for Barkley. He looks good. But the story today, a couple of injuries, and the one for the Giants was just terrible. Cam Scatterbo, who has been just a jolt of lightning for this organization, a gruesome lower leg injury. And Saquon Barkley, that groin that he tweaked there, you can see. And Eagles have a bye next week. That'll help them, but you hope that is not a longer-term thing.
Down. Yes.
Down to 44. He goes. The Eagles got him from the Jags after week 1. They got him to improve their kick return game. He didn't do that. They've had multiple guys in that kick return role, and at least until Shipley got back from injury. And those guys got some pretty good numbers. He had a career-high 766 rush yards for the Jags last year. Had 7 touchdowns and getting a little run today. He's already up to 8 carries and 87 yards.
Yeah, him and Saquon, I think this whole offensive line, they've come out today and showed everyone we still got some juice in this run game. Now they go into the bye week with some momentum, gaining some confidence in what they're doing in that area of the offense. It's huge for the second half of the season.
Aaron Shipley falls down. Yeah, they've got 262 rushing yards today. That is well more than the last 3 weeks combined.
And Coach Sirianni, as well as Coach Dable, we talked to him this week, they said, we've got to make it a physical game. Turnovers, physicality. Both guys were kind of stressing the exact same thing. And when you look at those run numbers, obviously Scatterbo missed him today, but 261 yards rushing, you won the physicality battle. Come home, you're not surprised by what the Giants are capable of, maybe like they were in week 6, and they've come out and put together a great performance thus far.
Hurts on the fake on it. Same play as a touchdown. This time the Giants were ready for it out there. Deontay Banks made the stop. And we get a penalty flag for our side of the field.
Illegal formation offense. Number 68 was on the end of the line and uncovered. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Pass on Jordan Mailata, the left tackle. To move the Eagles back 5 more yards. So the Eagles trying to find a way to finish this game up their record to 6-2 and go into the bye and get healthy and kind of get a little self-scout on this first part of the season. The Giants, barring a late miracle here, 6:31 to go. I gotta be honest, I have no idea what's going on.
You know when you guys are talking about National Tight End Day and National Quarterbacks Day? Well, it's never National Referees Day. Ever.
All right, 3rd and 6. Sorry, Dino. Here's Hurts. Blitz coming. Hurts sees it. Going for a deep ball.
Touchdown. Yes.
They needed someone to step up in the absence of A.J. Brown. Dotson goes over the top of Black, who's just got called up from the practice squad. And who wants it more? Who's going to go high point that thing? It's Dotson. Again, more confidence that they can glean from these first 8 weeks. The run game a little better. Dotson making some plays. A lot of great things happening for this Eagles team going into bye week.
A spectacular catch for Dotson. He did not have a touchdown in the regular season last year, but he had one in the playoffs. Look at this.
Yeah, can you moss him? Oh, he did. And Dotson Dotson, not the biggest guy in the world, but goes up and over the top. But Black jumping off his left leg. And Rourke, great deep ball throws, giving his guys a chance from Hurts.
Well, the Eagles have exploded today. 38-13, all aspects of their offense. 412 yards for Dotson. Flag was flying full effect. The way this is going today, season highs in points, in yards, in rushing yards. All positive for the Birds today and for Dotson. Look at this. Third Bird game, 4 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. Again, his accuracy, his deep ball accuracy is so good. And for Dotson, unprompted, we had multiple guys we talked to this week bring up how great he is. He never complained, but he didn't get a lot of balls. People felt like maybe that was a, hey, this is for you. And the Giants will start from their own 35. Why don't we take a look at next Sunday on Fox? We got Justin Jefferson and the Vikings in an NFC North showdown against
How about the Lions to win next weekend? Lions all the way.
On the Raiders on the regional action. Check those local listings for the game in your area. The Vikings hoping that J.J. McCarthy can come back. Now a long time with that ankle sprain. Got hurt like 2. And they need him. They're starting to falter a little bit at 3 and 4. Trying to make something happen. Tyrone Tracy works his way up to the 40.
It's still a lot to be gained out here in terms of experience for Jackson Dart. Down 25, but all these reps are very valuable. You see him right to the line. Still very much a learning curve. I know they're very much out of it at this point, but Coach Dable still wants to see good, solid execution. The young players are always looking to build on performances. That could be good play return points.
So it's in trouble. Swinging away. Sets, looks, throws. Oh, that's pretty light. Gets him. That's the grab, and he's down to about the 25-yard line. Dart just making it happen with his feet. Patience downfield and a big gain of 35.
Yeah, that's what gets all the Giants fans excited. This escapability and then playmaking ability on these loose plays down the field. Finding Robinson, who's been a standout performer this year, in the absence of Neighbors and Slayton going down, he's really stepped in and filled a big void.
For a first down there. It's Bo Collins, just his second catch of the year. And the rookie, undrafted, makes that grab. Giants trying to hurry up here. There's some positive energy to take into next week's game against San Francisco. Trying to get it to Collins there. Could not find him. Matt McWilliams, another rookie on the coverage.
Again, all valuable experience for Dart in this situation. You're just looking for completions, good solid reads. I like that scramble play down the sideline of Rums. That was a little bit Josh Allen-esque, rolling to the left, making a great throw. Now you get down to the red area, and this way, Scatterboo has done so much damage down here. Without him, obviously, a lot tougher to score.
No doubt. Tracy was getting a start. Run from Tracy. Very good. Year to 2. It'll be a third down and goal. As that Scatterboo injury was just devastating to see. He and Dart really injected some life here into this team, you know, and there's such a fine balance. You've been trying to win, which the Giants haven't done a lot of the last years, trying to develop, but you do have to win, and that's all said and done. So it's a fine line, and now you lose Scatterboo, who's so not only energy-wise, but just really good production-wise. Third and goal here. Dart trying to punch it in. Design run. Dart is smashed. Jeremiah Trotter. Some of the backups in for the Eagles. There's the same number of